Sandals always make a really strange sound when they're on wood surfaces. Not sandals as in the ancient multi-tie sandals that stuck to the feet, but the more flip-floppy things the kids wear these days. That odd flapping, clopping noise. That's what the cabin's full of, as Olaf paces back and forth inside of it, petulant, frustrated, and, unfortunately, on a cell phone. No, that's not what I'm trying to... Oh, for the love of... No, no, I found out about this. The Silk Milk is down at a co-op like 20 minutes down the way. There's no half hour outside of the city. I don't know where you got this idea about the half hour outside of the city. It's 20 minutes down the way. And it's never about the fucking Silk Milk. Why do you gotta be like this? Why you gotta be like that? What is it? I'm not taking on too much responsibility. No, I'm not. I'm just doing my thing. Can you let me do my thing? Is that too much? I did. And he looks down at the phone and realizes she hung up on me again. Again. This is... Who does that? Just hang up in the middle of a conversation like I'm mad at you, click. What does that resolve? What is it? I'm talking to myself. I'm fucking standing in this cabin, talking to myself. There's a knock at the door.
And I guess it's Garrett. Because I spoke first.
That'll learn you.
Olaf tromps up to the door and opens it, sees Garrett. Garrett can immediately tell that whatever those murmurs were as he approached the cabin, Olaf's petulant expression probably has something to do with them. Something vague. Any further investigation can reveal that there's a phone in his hand still, as he stands in a pair of sandals, some basketball shorts, and a Hawaiian shirt for some fucking reason.
Angry X?
No. Come in. It's fucking cold out.
Yeah. Cold as balls.
Ugh. Olaf quickly shuts the door behind them.
He may or may not catch a flash of Maeve now that she has successfully delivered one person, scooching off to collect Lucas.
Yeah.
Yep. Maeve's just gonna pop straight in through the door because apparently catching Chino in his boxers once wasn't enough to warn her off of it.
I think you're going to pretty much grab Lucas as he's trying to get the sleepy time tea out from the pantry, and you just go ahead and yank him by his arm.
Yep.
Him still holding
No,
the
put it
sleepy time
down!
tea.
Yoink!
Yep.
There's a comical, very cartoonish, like, lunge out of the side of the screen, snatch drag. Yoink so hard that, like, the little box of tea is left spinning in the air before falling to the counter.
What do you want, Maeve?
Gotta carry it over to Olaf's. Come on.
Okay. You notice that he sort of winces every so often as you go ahead and pull him, as if all his muscles are extremely sore. But you notice that he's wearing an open collar, and the marks across his neck seem to be healing rather rapidly, rather quickly.
She silently approves.
Onto the porch. Clunk, clunk.
Yep. Trot.
Knock on the door. Click. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Olaf's head pops out, already smoking a cigarette, and he looks down at these two and says, "Oh, you two must be freezing. Why don't you come on in?"
Lucas is going to go ahead and make the shivering knees banging gesture. Thank you, as he goes ahead and hops in.
Dare I say it, Maeve will look almost skeptical, maybe suspicious of the too kindly tone, but she'll definitely take the chance to shuffle in before she has to do the flop, because that porch is fucking cold.
I'm gonna do a quick peony.
Peony away, good sir.
One success for Maeve's general mehness.
She just, if anything, it may come across as like being kind of startled / suspicious again of the fact that, well, let's see, the last couple times she's seen Olaf, he'd been in a real bad mood. So the cheerfulness, it's clearly one of those things where she's like, it's that slight narrowing of eyes, like she's waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, what's your problem? It's not like I bite much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York, in the latest introduction that I've ever done.
I have to say that in response to that, she kind of looks at him, looks over at Lucas.
Lucas is pretty much already in the kitchen. He's basically doing this by rote now to go ahead and take some of that wonderful Stargazer tea, put a pot and kettle on, and start brewing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's like, look at Olaf, look over at Lucas's direction, look back at Olaf, quirk a brow slightly.
I said much.
True.
Bitten two of you, it's not the apocalypse.
True. Sorry.
Shrugs his shoulders and heads back over to his table to sit and smoke.
Garrett's sitting in a beanbag chair with his own cigarette lit. He much likes Olaf's cabin at this point because it's just so comforting to smoke indoors.
And Olaf actually stares at the beanbag chair with wonderment as to how it got there. Like, he stares at this thing for a long fucking time before it dawns on him that he's been spending the majority of his time over the last few days in Lupus and the Umbra, and during this time period, literally anyone could have fucked with his furniture.
Garrett just has crazy retcon powers. It's okay.
Clearly one of the cubs decided that Olaf needed to be able to relax a little more.
Olaf eyeballs his most recent bite victim with suspicion. Was it this man that ferried in a beanbag chair? Was it this man?
This man who may have ferried a beanbag chair. This man who has broken into your establishment once being verified at the beginning of this particular relationship. But this man who may or may not, in fact, be a thief, a burglar, and whatnot, is currently offering you a teacup and a saucer attached to it.
Olaf takes the teacup, knowing that it's his, that the beanbag chair will be as well.
So Maeve dragged me here.
Maeve has suddenly disappeared into the kitchen to find some way to help because hiding.
Really no. Very interesting. Maeve grabbed you and drug you all the way down here in the cold. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, she always was about the whole initiative thing. Did she give you any hint as to why?
No, but clearly she wanted to shove me into this cabin.
Clearly. He takes another drag and the smoke blows out of his nose. He hasn't been able to enjoy too many of these lately.
I'm guessing she wanted us to talk.
No
Another saucer.
idea.
No, sorry.
It's okay, dude.
Teacup and saucer goes ahead and gets placed in Maeve's hand, and Lucas just goes ahead and points to Garrett.
Tattle, tattle, tattle. Tea delivery. It happens.
And Garrett will accept the tea graciously. Thank you, Maeve. And he'll set it onto the floor next to the beanbag chair.
Which point, escape stage left? Nobody ever leaves stage right. That's just weird.
Followed shortly in behind by Lucas, because he's not going to stay here without the Maeve.
As an exit's like into the kitchen. She's just
Ah.
exiting the main area.
Oh, okay. Well, then you will find Lucas there, pretty much chillaxing and leaning on one of the counters with his own tea set, bobbing the little tiny tea pouch up and down, up and down, up and down.
She'll go prep some for herself while the adults are talking.
I've had a hell of a week, Olaf.
Hey, it's only Tuesday.
Well, maybe I should have phrased that. You've had a hell of a past 7 days.
I don't know. I mean, only 3 of them hurt.
3.
Olaf nods his head. Or thereabouts. 3.5.
Yeah. One was yesterday. One was... Oh, what day was that?
What are you driving at?
I'm just checking up on you.
Well, I'm healed up. And from what little I know about where I'm about to lead a bunch of cubs, I am about to do something drastic at the behest of our warder.
Mm-hmm. Don't know much about Wolfholm. Or the Umbra in general, to be honest.
It's not a good place.
None of those places are.
You don't understand, Garrett.
I don't.
This is a place where you have to go to live as a wolf. Do you know how low the American wolf population is?
I've heard figures. Don't know the exacts.
I've heard figures. Small number. But what you don't understand is the things behind the small number.
Population growth, expansion, deforestation, poachers.
They almost say humans and poachers at the same time.
Yeah.
Back when I was a cub, I say it with a big grin, how I had to hunt my dinner every night. Spend a lot of time in Lupus. You had to because you had to preserve the veil.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hungry. I was right on top of this dough. It had gotten real slow-like. All I knew was hungry, gonna get it. And then I got shot. I got shot by some asshole who saw a wolf and panicked. Got it Right in my right haunch. Hurt like a motherfucker. Couldn't run right. Couldn't attack him neither. Mean, he could have easily gunned me down with that big 30-06. Surprised he didn't kill me outright, to be honest with you. All I knew was that now I had to choose. Was I going to try to get a mouthful of deer, or a mouthful of him, or escape? Escape seemed like a good option. I could
Yeah.
at least survive. So I ran. And that night I was hungry. And bleeding. And by my damn self. And that was one night. Even today, with all these grand protections that people at least profess for wolves, they face that kind of shit every single day. Whether it be human hunters or just some asshole who thinks he's protecting himself, or people with much worse purposes. And I'm gonna go make these kids live something akin to that, probably worse, for I don't know how long. And I don't know how many of them are gonna survive.
That's what I was going to ask you, if you were afraid of losing any.
I'm a parent, Garrett, of course I am.
So, what's the story behind Lucas's throat?
He said something exceptionally foolish, and effects rippled from it.
Mm-hmm. So, that was a punishment?
That was a lesson.
Personal, then?
Perhaps.
Did you see
Could it?
Albert's face?
Albert's face.
Yeah, when you looked at Lucas.
No.
I'm a P&E him on that one.
Go ahead. He's being sincere.
Okay.
He was seeing Lucas for Lucas when he did what he did, and was doing it for a reason very specific to that situation. And that comes across in the way that he just kind of says no and looks at him.
You gotta understand, it makes me leery when two young ragabashes get throated and there's not much time apart between them. Albert screwed up. Lucas, he might not have considered the situation fully, but it was the truth he told.
On an off chance, I assume that there's still no separate kitchen in Olaf's cabin, right?
Not really, dude.
Then if you would like to perception alertness, especially Garrett. Oh yeah. You can tell that the second he's talking about the difference between the two of them and the fact that, Albert did something, but all this throating, blah, 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 he will notice that Maeve is getting fidgety.
Okay.
Handle the tea. Handle the tea. You don't want to burn it. You can't burn tea, but, shift it off the burner.
Yeah, she'll nod and go to busy herself with that to kind of play cover up.
Meanwhile, Lucas is very much just keeping to himself. You can PME him, you can go ahead and roll alertness on him, but his stance is very, very reclined against the kitchen counter.
No, Garrett's very much focused on Olaf right now.
Fair enough.
And Olaf on Garrett.
This is wonderful. Continue.
Olaf strokes at his goatee. What Lucas did in terms of learning is he learned what happens when you get careless, even when you're right, and you fuck with another man's pack. You'll notice he's not dead or disabled. He'll live. Hell,
No. Go on.
hell, he's still been plenty spry these days healing. That was a fucking love tap. He won't even get a scar.
I understand. How's your alpha doing?
Olaf is suddenly very silent.
Peony?
Go ahead. But I would do it if I were you.
Oh no.
Now you got one. That's enough.
Okay.
You got that one. I see it. You've got one.
Yeah.
Not good. The answer you get from Olaf's silence and his expression is not good. Look on his face could probably tell Garrett everything.
The word I heard used was disabled.
Now you got Olaf's attention. And he's staring directly at Garrett. He was paying attention to Garrett before, but now we've got eye contact.
So, I'm very curious what you're thinking about what I'm thinking right now.
What are you driving at?
Well, I'm no Philodox. And if I was, and I had right mind to, someone like Mikhail could make a very easy case for you-know-what.
It'll be fine.
I don't doubt it for a second. I hold a lot of great respect for Katori Raya. But I question you throating cubs, throating a ragabash for ragabashing when something like Hirano's involved. Lucas did not breach etiquette. Sure, it was kind of a little lax of judgment on his part to not consider Katori's past when he said it. But this was a world of difference from litany shit.
When an Adrin speaks, cubs listen. Hell, when a Fostern speaks, cubs listen.
Did Lucas get permission to speak?
And he actually kind of looks over at Lucas.
What are you expecting over there from Lucas?
Oh, nah, Bob the player isn't even expecting anything. Olaf's just looking at him.
Well, you see him. You see that he's currently very much reclined on the kitchen counter. You notice that he has his own teacup full of tea. He drinks it evenly.
How about it, Lucas? You two are rather close together. I didn't hear much till you piped back up. Did you say you could speak?
I went ahead and presented myself as the wolf presents himself to a superior. We had the conversation that was heard. Then he came in close and whispered in my ear, and he did not turn away when I began speaking.
Hmm. Right then.
I've taught Lucas to consider the ripple effect, and as you put it, and in this case, he didn't do it. Your pack's going through a hell of a time. I know that. I know for a fact that you're losing one, whether it's from death or banishment. And who doesn't know the legendary story of Katori and Xavier in the Abyss? So maybe Lucas should have seen it coming. But Olaf at the fishery, when you got taken out, knocked on your ass by gunfire, I saw all the little cubs running around, scrambling to avenge their den father. I worry that you're going to tear the throat out of that bond you have.
That cub did what he did because I didn't discipline him properly. And now, as a very strong possibility, some dark shit might happen to a lot of people that don't fucking deserve it. I used to believe that putting on a kind face might string people together. I don't anymore.
Albert deserved it. You'll get no argument from me on there. He wasn't ragabashing. He was being a dick. But nevertheless, they are going with you to that dark place where shit might happen. I need to know that they can run to you.
This you questioning my leadership?
No. Maybe. Depends how you want to look at it.
You want this position? Do you want to be responsible for this many lives? Because that's
I'm
what
no
I am.
leader.
Huh.
I'm no leader.
Day in, day out. I'm responsible for their upbringing, their well-being, their ability to fucking survive. They aren't going to make it 5 minutes if they're not strong and disciplined.
All right. Just don't want to see you become an asshole.
And Olaf turns away and starts a new cigarette.
Garrett will sip his tea. Still looking at Olaf.
Olaf seems rather resolute. He looks as though he firmly believes in what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Though during the moment where he rather rhetorically asked Garrett if he wanted this position, he didn't look like he was going to give it up. That seemed like more of an instigation than anything else. Let's be honest.
Of course. Fear's a shit motivator. Been on the receiving end of fear. It doesn't breed much respect. Didn't for me.
I don't need them to be afraid of me. And frankly, I don't need them to love me. I just need them to live.
You may not need them to fear you or love you or whatever, but your actions will cause them to do one or the other, whether you like it or not. I don't think you've done anything yet to really lean them one way or the other. Yet. But I've seen a change in you. Excuse me. I've seen a change in you. That's been gradual as you've taken this role. And you may need to find yourself pretty quick. Tea sip.
And he's Olaf's still smoking. He doesn't even touch his tea at this point. He also hasn't looked at Garrett since Garrett started the second part of that. He hasn't been looking at the Cubs either. He's staring at the opposite wall.
Seems to be a lot of strategic looking away going on for everyone but Garrett.
Maeve
Yep.
goes ahead and kicks. Lucas goes ahead and kicks Maeve very, very subtly. Goes ahead and points to Olaf.
She kind of glances quickly between them and
Lucas-
makes a, well, what do you want kind of, a
Luke-
frantic sort of, what do I do face.
Lucas goes ahead and mimes a hugging gesture.
She'll kind of shrug a little bit. It's worth a fucking shot. And she'll abandon her tea and slip her way across. She's maybe more tentative than she normally is with her hugs. Then again, Olaf's temper has been a little less certain of late.
Ooh, peony.
Which one of us?
Maeve.
Okay.
I mean, you gave some info there, but I just wanted to peony it to just really take it in.
Oh yeah, you can see that. Like, I mean, you're used to the idea, especially in the case of Garrett and Olaf. She doesn't give a shit what mood you're in. She usually just kind of throws herself on you without thinking twice about it. She's obviously being a little more hesitant and a little more tactical about it, and keeping more of an eye on Olaf.
Which
She's-
is...
yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Go for it.
Just funny because Olaf hasn't looked at her.
That's good. She keeps her nerve if he keeps not looking. And considering that that's the case, unless someone's going to do or say something in the interim, is he sitting on the floor or
Yeah,
standing?
he's sitting on that little like sitting mat next
Yep.
to his table and leaning against. Actually, he's not leaning against the wall. It's not close enough to do that. But
Does he have like an arm up on the table type thing?
yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, good, because that gives her room between his side and his arm. So she'll make the approach on the attentive side, but considering that he doesn't like whirl around and snap at her or something, because she wouldn't put it past him. People teeth can be scary too. It's legit. She'll come over and sink down and just hug on him.
He doesn't notice her until she touches him.
Here's hoping he doesn't react negatively.
What are you doing, girl? No. He looks like he cannot deal with this. He looks like he does not know what to do.
That's okay. She nestles. He's stuck.
Why are you going and doing that?
Because you need it.
What is with you cubs and the hugging?
It's what I do.
You realize it's stuff like this that's why...
I don't think giving a shit is one of the negative traits that everyone wants to beat out of us. Not about each other, anyways.
If anyone looks towards Garrett, in between sips of tea, he's got a very slight smile on his face.
Thumbs up from the kitchen.
Yeah, Maeve will not, like, consistently squish him, but she will give him a proper squishing, and then just remain kind of nudged up on his side.
And Olaf is like that for a while, just till he finally, with the hand holding the cigarette, but not in such a way that he'd risk tapping her with the chair, he gives her a pat on the back.
She'll look somewhat reassured, actually. And if he still seems annoyed or gives a little shrug or anything, she'll sit up a bit, but she's going to stay plopped nearby to him.
Come here, cubs. Maybe you're already here, just stay there.
Lucas walks on over, placing the teacup and saucer next to the sink and the counter, and goes ahead and goes a very circumspect walk over so that he is currently within eyesight, not directly in front of, but within eyesight of dear Olaf.
One thing. But a lot of fucking things, but I'm gonna start with one thing. I'm your parent, not your friend. Real fucking simple. What that means is that, yeah, I'm gonna discipline the living shit out of a lot of you. And yeah, it's gonna suck when it happens. But I'm not gonna do it for no goddamn reason. And I'm not going to do it just to satisfy my own anger, though my own anger may very well be present at the time. If I were to do it to the satisfaction of my anger, none of you would be alive. The reason that I disciplined the living shit out of a lot of you is because it has failed to dawn on some of you, not all of you obviously, but some of you, that the grow life is rather harsh. Hell, at my home sept, we would not be having this fucking talk. I do this because I happen to care how long you survive. And I also, in spite of some other parenting opinions, believe that the only way you're going to survive is if you're strong. Discipline makes you strong. Don't for a second think that means I don't give a fuck about you. Lucas, we've already had this talk.
Mm-hmm.
You're my children. I know I'm not your biological father, but I'm your den father. You're basically my children. Of course I love my own children. But I can't watch any of you fuck up in ways that will get you killed out in the real world. And just let it slide. Lucas, you and me already... I'm not going to have the same talk with you twice to satisfy Garrett. You already know exactly why I did what I did and when I did it. No, I wasn't kidding. You all could be scared shitless of me. You all could love me very, very much. And as long as you all survived and became enduring Cleats, I'd be fine either way. Because even if you stop loving me, I'll never stop loving you.
Maeve re-lampreys.
Ninvather Olaf, it'd be very, very hard for you to go ahead and shake off what we have already come to an understanding to in the last few months. I understand what you did. It's for a reason. I have to think that once I walk out of this cabin, once I walk out of this sept, as a Cleith, because I want my freedom, I can't help but think that I will be coming back to you. Not as a Den Father, but as a Raya. Because I know that your position, it's a very, very heavy burden on you. Because you went ahead and raised me to be just as responsible, just as disciplined as you, I would not be able to turn my back on what you're trying to do here. To make sure we all get up to Cleithhood. You've gone ahead and done something here. You've created a cause. Because as many new recruits as Gaia goes ahead and blesses us, that's one more stone on you. And I've seen it day in and day out. If I reach Cleith, if I make it after Wolfholm, I don't want to leave you like that in lurch.
Anybody who chooses to look at Garrett right now will notice he's put the tea down, lit up a fresh cigarette, and is sitting there looking like the most smug son of a bitch ever.
Olaf is so focused on these two right now.
Yep, just putting it out there.
There's probably glimpses taken here or there, but she's not going to turn her attention far or for long from the main event here.
Lucas
But
will
she
go
has
ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say she has firmly relatched essentially around, well, it's probably more close to being his waist because his shoulders are probably a lot broader than she can get her arms around. So she's essentially like ducked up against his side and latched on.
Lucas is going to go ahead and get down low, get close to Olaf, a little bit into his personal space. Go ahead and reach an arm out and just pat his right shoulder with his right arm.
Oh, he's a solid individual.
Very
After all,
solid.
he's been living off of like nothing but venison for a minute.
No, that's
Yeah.
right arm to his left shoulder. I apologize for the anatomy confusion.
You know, you patted some sort of arm-like appendage. Message received.
Mhm.
He nods. He looks like he's trying to put a face on this, like he's trying to be a lot more cold than he is intending to be. It's not working. Just nods. Well, you do realize I'm still gonna train the living shit out of all of you, yes?
As long as what you do makes sense, as long as what you do is not cruel, we will do everything in our power to be as strong as you need us to be, to make you happy.
Oh, you're gonna be eating those words when we're doing push-ups again, but believe me, from me to you, I will address your concerns.
Oh shit, what is Carrot
Well,
doing? Because he's doing the shit out of it.
Let me finish.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry, dude. Just let me run through this, and then I will give you whatever you want.
Doing push-ups.
There's a point to everything I do with a lot of you. There's always a point. I said it 8 times now. The only thing I care about is making sure you all survive.
That was a P&E on Maeve to see if any of that hesitation or skittishness is still there.
Well, holy balls, dude. Just
Yeah, I know everything.
proud of you. That's a roll worthy of me. No, she actually looks deeply reassured because most of what she's been seeing lately has been just those choice views of him flying off the handle. Getting a chance to get closer to him and get physical reassurance in some way. She looks much calmer.
That's 10 freaking successes. God dang.
Good man.
Anyway, yeah.
You know everything about her psyche.
So yeah, Garrett
Very
just looks
relaxed. She's very calm.
Garrett looks even more and more smug and relaxed.
Very determined. I know I'm not as physically strong as you want me to be. Are there other things I can do? Other exercises I can do? Other ways that I can prove that I'm being stronger in my hospice?
Maybe near-term objectives. Right now, I need a lot of you to get as fucking wolfy as you can be. Why do you think I have you all running around in the Umbra? Have you summoned that England yet?
She shakes her head a little bit.
Yeah, get on that.
I can't summon. I
Huh.
have to find them.
Well then, that would be your first mission as a whole lot of cubs. Hunt it down, find it, make the deal. It's no different from the deer, really. They're born to die.
Well, except that I can't make the deal with it if we hunt it first.
Ah. But you can still track and find.
And I can still hunt some for us.
Hmm. That's what I need you all training on. Getting close to your lupus side. After we get through this gauntlet, then we can focus on the rest. But you have to understand, Umbra Realms are no fucking joke. I've been to multiple. They're treacherous, they're dangerous. They're never what they seem on the outset. You have to focus on surviving, and right now surviving means understanding your wolf. Because that's all we're gonna have out there. You heard it from Katori Raya himself.
Just do a firm little determined nod.
Now it's late, you two. Go on and get some rest.
And she is finally taking a moment to kind of look around. See how Lucas is looking. See that Garrett is a smug motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett, excuse me. Lucas looks like he's like wrestling with a few things. Like he wants to say a few things.
Gonna get a questioning sort of look.
Didn't follow Olaf Araya. Tomorrow morning I might be absent from training. I am going to see the dear Araya Katori and perform my rite.
Huh. A worthy cause. As is proper.
Please tell me if there's any advice that you can give to me right now.
Katori Raya's favorite meal. The venison liver. I know this. There are other things he likes, but I'll also tell you a thing about the right contrition. I've done a few myself. You can almost never go wrong with the base form of it. Going into lupus, getting on the ground, doing the thing with your paws. That is, how you say, default. Not intricate, I would say not intricate, but traditional. Good, in that it is traditional and universally understood. It is also in Katori's birth form. He will understand if you do it in this way that you are honoring traditions, as he does, and honoring his form that he lives in, that he grew up in. But seriously, if you can get your hands on some deer liver, that'll go a long way.
I knew a few kin I can bribe for that. Thank you.
All right.
And he'll go ahead and disentangle himself. Stand more upwards. It's good. It's a good evening. Are you done with that? He says, pointing at the teacups.
I should probably actually drink mine. I'll take care of the washing up and all that. You two get along.
Can do. And Lucas is going to go ahead and walk back towards the kitchen. Make sure all the oven lights are actually off. There's a bit more tea in there. It won't go bad, but it's not gonna burn anything.
And it's at this moment Olaf really wonders how much did people get bribed and cajoled and set upon to make these like strange additions to his cabin that he had no knowledge of while he was away.
Little hint, a lot.
Yeah. Like somebody really went to work on this place and Olaf just accepts this. Sometimes the Stargazer kin, they just do things.
It was totally the Stargazer kin.
Yep.
Totally.
Totally. Polish his own knuckles on his chest.
Actually, while we're here, just, taking casual glances around, does Olaf have a proper ceiling? Or
Yeah,
does he... Oh,
it has an
good.
actual ceiling.
Oh, delightful. Delightful. How nice to know. It helps clean up.
With that, Lucas is pretty much going to go ahead and leave the two adults alone and sort of like gesturing maybe to go ahead and follow him.
Oh, yeah. The, what was the word? The, damn. Oh, well. The dynamic duo will depart.
Leaving the other dynamic duo.
So this is the part where normally I'm supposed to pound the table and be very mad at you for ragabashing at me. And he just smokes his cigarette. In the moment, he actually looks at Garrett. He himself doesn't look as though he is ready to actually do any of these things. In fact, he's kind of swiveling around to face him again. One will notice it's actually kind of hard to take him seriously in the Hawaiian shirt he's been wearing. It's orange with green trees.
I was muted. Shit.
Oh. Okay. Well, he says that and turns to face him.
They needed to hear that.
I don't have a good comeback for this.
Sometimes there's none.
Agreed. Agreed.
I'll tell you though, when Maeve came to first give you a little sugar,
Uh-huh.
she was a little unsure of herself. Then you gave your spiel about what it means to be the den father, and all that unsurety and reticence just melted away. That's what I wanted. I wanted to know that they could run to you.
You know, for a bunch of born soldiers of Gaia, we all talk about our feelings a fuck of a lot.
Everything about us is passion. We fight with twice the passion of anybody else. We love with twice the passion as anybody else. We hate with twice the passion of anybody else.
Fair enough. There are some kinfolk where I might argue that it's exactly twice the amount, but
Well, their blood, our blood runs through their veins as well.
fair enough.
And just to reiterate, I still don't agree with what you did with Lucas. I can understand on a level, but in your position, don't let your personal feelings get in the way of your duty.
Right. Right.
And that's all I really wanted to say to you. Or I should say, that's all Maeve really wanted me to say to you. We were going to have this talk, she just dragged me a little sooner than I anticipated.
Yeah. Seems like when shit gets real, I can always count on you to be around the corner.
Speaking of that, I spoke to Ren about the little jaunt you took to Rhode Island.
Oh god, the fucking Rhode Island case.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Don't know about you, but that key is mighty interesting.
That key is fucking weird. I noticed it when we were out there.
I asked Ren if she had it examined by a Theruj or something, but hadn't even crossed her mind.
Hadn't even crossed her mind. I'd raised Cain about that damn thing while we were out there.
A
Now
lot
I'll be
happened since then.
fair enough. The thing needs to be examined. The items don't just come with you.
They don't. I'm so curious.
Ugh.
So, here's what I want to say. I want to be there if y'all decide to look further into it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, we should. And a third should look at that thing. It was found in a suspect place. It is not even by our standards natural or normal.
You know, I know the rite of talisman dedication.
Uh-huh.
I may be able to take a look at it. I don't know. I'm no Theruj, but I know the rite. And it seems like dedication's involved in this. Some weird kind of it.
I mean, if you want to take a look at it, be my guest. And just,
if y'all feel like bringing that key out of whatever bag it's hiding in, just let me know. That's all I'm asking.
it ain't with me. That's a Ren thing.
Yeah.
And right now, we've all got so much on our fucking plate. I tell you what, after this moot goes down, and what happens, which I guarantee you is in the forefront of her mind right now.
Yes.
I just see what I can get moving. Keep in mind, we've also got a couple weeks to shut down a fucking lab.
I know. But goddamn, there's just something that niggles at my soul with that key.
So be it. I'm not much one for quitting either. I'll see if I can talk to her about it.
Yeah.
All right.
You have a good night.
Yeah. You too, Garrett.
And Garrett will deposit his teacup over into the kitchen before making his exit out of the cabin and giving one final wave.
Olaf waves back and is left at the table with his thoughts. And as he looms over the ashtray, still smoking, mutters to himself, "It's never about the fucking silk milk." Watchers, thank you for watching. Players, thank you for playing. And we'll see you next time on Living World of Darkness. This is the third time you guys have made me cry.